Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another movie reaction. This week I will be reacting to The Blob from 1988. This is a classic B-movie that a lot of people rate as one of the best horror movies of the 80s. It's a remake from a movie from the 1950s. It's always been on my radar. I've heard lots of good things about it. I've just never got round to watching it. This is probably so famous it's somewhere between a B and an A movie. It did have a cinematic release, etc., but I think as time's passed it's more looked upon as a B movie. Regardless, it's a crazy concept. It's about a blob of alien goo. How can you go wrong? I'm looking forward to this. So without further ado, this is 1988's The Blob. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. This is how superhero movies have ruined Hollywood, by the way. You would never get a major motion picture company remaking something like this now for any sort of decent budget and giving it any sort of decent push. Nowadays, if they remade The Blob, it would probably be for just shy of or just over, a couple million. It would be a Shudder exclusive. There would be no press release for it. Superhero movies have ruined Hollywood. I hope you like your Marvel films. I hope you really like your Marvel films. Like as in at the expense of anything else unique or original or classic remakes and shit like this. Getting any sort of money put behind them. Because studios just do not take that chance anymore. They want guaranteed money, and guaranteed money means familiarity with the audience. And I love superheroes. I used to buy the comics all the time when I was a kid. I used to watch the Batman animated TV series. I used to watch the X-Men TV series, fucking Thundercats, He-Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you name it, that was my shit as a child. As a mature adult, I cannot fathom how only superhero movies make money now. Oh, Frank Darabont wrote the screenplay. Isn't he the guy that wrote the screenplay for The Shawshank Redemption? This gives me a lot of faith in that movie if I've got that name correct. He was a blob, wrongly imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. Through friendship, one blob will set himself free.
Touchdown, Paul Taylor.
Nice touchdown, Paul. Keep it up.
Take a shot, for Christ's sake. Hey. Want to ask her out? Bullshit. When?
This is not the sort of shit athletes talk about while in the middle of a game. At least any good ones. One thing I will say about American football is that it's cool that at the collegiate level there's a big fan base for it, and I believe it is televised. You would never get that with like collegiate level British football or any other sport in Britain really.
Hey, got any plans this evening?
How can she say no when you've just been crippled? Now, if my 80s stereotypes have told me anything, it's that this guy is a badass. And he's definitely a litterer. That was quite a stunt as well. I love back in this era how when something like that happened, it was a dude on a bike doing the stunt. The homeless guy was impressed. I wonder if he threw his can over the train tracks there because he knew the homeless guy was collecting the cans, or just that the homeless guy is collecting the cans because of little shits like him throwing them over the train track.
It's been a lean year for most folks.
Yeah. Ski season's about to start.
It's a strange little miniature sheriff badge he has on the top of his hat. It's like 3 times as small as the one on his chest. He's got a little baby badge on his hat.
Herb, are you asking me out?
I guess I am.
I don't know.
What she really means is fuck the police, Herb. Fuck the police.
Okay, when it's time.
All joking aside, he got some action. He's pulled. Well done, Herb. Now maybe you can get yourself a man-sized badge.
I hear you have a birthday coming up. No more Juvie Hall, right?
Yeah, right.
Now you mess up now, and you're in the majors.
Okay, so this guy's been a bit of a rebel criminal in his younger days, but now his birthday's coming and he'll be tried under the adult legal system. It's a good way of setting up his character with just a few lines of dialogue there. He might still be the rebel with a heart of gold though.
You look like hell.
Hey, it's a fashion statement, man.
The statement them clothes got to make is I look like hell.
Well, at least he's not racist. That gives him a +1 over the bullies in any Stephen King novel. If he is a bully. He might just be the rebel.
You gonna wish your piece of shit excuse for a motorcycle was one of these sweet little rigs.
It was his motorcycle that caused him to crash. But then it was just sputtering like it was low on fuel, so maybe that's his fault. Oh, don't tell me the poor homeless guy is gonna be the first victim of the Blob. I don't want to see that shit. Him and his dog. This is like American Psycho all over again. The dog better be okay. Oh shit. Almost took his head off. This is like the third time my reaction channel has had people witness a celestial body crash land into the earth. We had it in Prey, we had it in Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and now the Blob. I'm liking this tradition. It's a good channel tradition. Long may it rain.
How are you?
Well, hay fever's acting up a little bit, but I'll live.
This priest is instantly creepy.
You want the ribbed or the regular?
Has anyone ever bought ribbed in real life?
Boy doesn't need condoms. He needs a muzzle.
The adult men in the town somehow completely non-understanding of the young adults wanting to get laid. Is this a Twilight Zone episode? The meteorite discovery scene. One of my favourite shorts in the movie Creepshow is like this, when Stephen King actually plays a farmer who finds a meteorite that falls on his land. Dog's not a fan of the Blob. I don't think you should judge it in the first 15 minutes, it might be good. You know, for all our Glocks and flick knives and bazookas, the long stick is an underrated classic human weapon. That shit definitely looks alive. Well, you know, that guy was biting off more than he can chew. He kinda deserved that, but please just let the dog live. That's all I ask.
This guy in a hockey mask, he chops up a few teenagers. But don't worry, there's no sex or anything bad.
There is definitely sex in Friday the 13th.
Absolutely not.
Mom, come on.
How can you say no when he did the angular head and asked?
Why did you wear my cashmere sweater?
Are you serious?
Sure.
Oh my god, that's him.
Not sure if I bought that excitement, but you know, I'll let her off. She just had her sweater shrunk.
What for?
Just to see her. Is she home?
Just a minute.
That was good little brother acting. That's exactly how a little brother would be.
Mom, it's boiling out.
Well, it's October. It's nighttime. You're wearing your jacket.
That was the height of parental safety back in the day. Go out into the night with your friend. Do whatever you want. Just make sure you've got a jacket.
Daddy, I'd like you to meet my friend Paul.
Oh, it's the guy at the chemist's.
Ribbed.
Well, that is definitely awkward. That was quite the amount of moon glare there. Did Todd Howard produce this movie? For all the video gamers out there, that was quite a clever joke. Go fuck yourself. Why is he working on his bike in the middle of the woods? Ah, grim. So it's just straight up eating the guy's hand, as if he doesn't have it tough enough already. What sort of sadistic writer kills the homeless man first?
Fell from the sky. What's he saying?
He's in shock, let's just go.
There's still a chance this homeless guy survives. I'm hoping he does. I still think he's going to be the first victim realistically, but if they're going to the hospital, there's a chance.
Maybe I will come along. Just to make sure you don't blame this whole thing on me.
Are you two finished?
There's no better friendship than a begrudged one.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, that's taking the piss. Don't put your arm round my date just after I've offered you a lift.
He has something on his hand too, some kind of acid or something.
Does he have Blue Cross?
I don't know.
Medical insurance?
Oh, America, with your fucking medical insurance. You know, we get free healthcare in the UK. All countries should have free healthcare. I read a statistic that 1 in 3 people in America get cancer, and the average cost of cancer treatment is $200,000. If you don't have medical insurance, your future is in Skid Row after you've paid for your medical bills. It's fucking shocking.
These people don't give a shit about explanations. If you need me, you know where to find me.
Yeah, in the middle of a forest, apparently. He's like a talking tree in The Lord of the Rings.
Bet you've had better first dates, huh?
I don't mind.
You never want your first date to be in a hospital waiting room. Unless it's your date that's been injured, in which case, probably best to wait around for them if you want a second date. I'm talking from experience. I left my date in the A&E. She never got back to me. She died, but I wasn't waiting around, you know what I mean? I had things to do. May she rest in peace, I guess. Oh shit, that is gross. They definitely never got the blob off his hand in time then.
What is this?
Is the blob just made of some sort of alien acid then? It also seems sentient, so it's like a mixture of a sentient blob with acid in it maybe?
Paul?
She better not be victim too. Do you know how angry her mum will be if the cashmere sweater is destroyed?
Geller speaking.
Sheriff, this is Paul Taylor.
Oh shit.
What's wrong?
That's a good little effect of it creeping up the wall behind him.
Flag. Where is he now?
Oh shit, did it get him?
Paul!
It fucking did. Wow, I was not expecting him to be victim number 2. That's gruesome, those effects are amazing. Brace yourself, it's an 80s movie with practical effects. I reserve the right to throughout it talk about how great the effects are, as I always do. It's partially a protest toward modern CGI, and partially a genuine love of practical effects. When something is done on screen, it is always so much better.
I want this son of a bitch who did this.
Now, you can't judge the Blob's mother like that. For all we know, the Blob was raised by a hard-working lady Blob, and her son went rogue.
Come on, Vicky. You're wearing my ring. That makes you my girl. Doesn't that count for something, huh?
I don't think it quite means guaranteed sexual consent, but it's a step up from not wearing your ring.
Think that you're about ready for another one of my famous cherry coolers.
I think I've had enough.
Nonsense, you've never had enough.
Back when it was acceptable still to get someone so loaded they finally agreed to sex. Also, I know this actress. Obviously, she's got one of them faces. She was in so much shit in the 80s and early 90s. Always a female love interest, but I just do not know her name for the life of me. He's got a box of rings. Damn, this guy is a professional.
Yep. How does the dog out there tonight?
This is getting a bit sexual assaulty for my liking.
Nice material. Must be hot though, huh?
What a creep. I hope the Blob kills this guy next. Maybe the Blob is the hero we didn't know we needed. Oh my god. I was not expecting that. That is amazing effects. Again, the Blob is very good at like replicating a human form or being hidden inside a human. I wasn't expecting that element in this movie. I was expecting it just to be like, you know, a body of water following its victims and then engulfing them, kind of like what it did to the guy at the hospital. I wasn't expecting to mix it up. Blobs have got some variation. I suppose if you were an alien entity crash landing on a different planet, adaptability would be important.
Take this.
I don't want it.
No, come on, honey. You have to get some sleep.
This woman has no idea what this poor girl has seen tonight. If you understood her trauma, you would not be forcing her to get some sleep.
I'm sure that the police will have this whole thing settled by the morning.
It's amazing how positive your outlook can be when you haven't seen your first date be consumed by a blob. I think more people should take that advice to heart.
You don't believe me either, do you?
You're home now.
There was witnesses. The doctor at the hospital saw that shit. You can't put the "this girl is crazy and has not seen what she has seen" storyline on this girl. She was in the middle of a hospital. She 100% saw her date consumed by an alien blob and turned into a bag of blood. At least let her stay up and watch a fucking episode of Seinfeld. Spit that ring out, Blob, it's worthless. He's got many of them. You meant nothing to him. The cinematography in this film is low-key great as well. It's things like that which take this up from, like, its premise is inherently a B-movie, but it seems like, you know, it's a B-movie made with A-class principality towards the cinematography, effects, etc. Kinda like The Fly.
I want you out of my face.
Yeah, hard ass. Well, I'm in your face to stay. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh shit, it's Clarence Bonniger's right-hand man who gets melted by acid at the end of RoboCop. Is this his first being melted by something role?
Any luck with his mama?
She takes little vacations with her pal Johnny Walker Red and anyone else who happens to be around, huh, Brian?
What a piece of shit cop. This guy is definitely dying before the end of this movie. You can't be this much of a dick in a horror and get away with it. It's the rules.
Flag's a punk, but he's no killer.
I think it's a mistake.
Well, your objection is duly noted. Now turn him loose. We got work to do.
At least one of these cops is talking sense. He is a rebel, but he's not shown any signs that he enjoys murdering people, just because he rides a motorcycle.
Brian, I need to talk to you.
I don't get in Volkswagen Beetles, bitch. Keep moving.
Well, grill's shut down. How about a sandwich?
Beautiful.
This woman seems nice. I like Fran.
I need your help.
For 3 years in school, you haven't said shit to me.
Yeah, when everything was normal and we each had our own social circles, you never took the time to come and join mine to have a discussion, but now that an alien entity is attacking a town, all of a sudden you want to talk.
It killed Paul. And whatever it is, it's getting bigger.
So it's getting bigger as well with like every body it consumes. Maybe by the end of the movie it will be absolutely giant.
Mind if I ask you a personal question? I know you're the homecoming queen type and all, but are you strung out on something or what?
Way less of a personal question than I was expecting. Just basically, are you on crack?
You're just like everybody else in this town. You're full of shit, Flag!
Hey, wait a second.
I can feel her frustration. No one seems to believe her just now, even though the shit went down at the hospital. Surely there is witnesses at the actual hospital who can corroborate her version of events.
No, it's just I've never heard you say the word shit before. What was that like for you?
But at least he can still make her laugh after she's seen people getting melted in front of her. That guy's got charm.
I guess I'm worried about everybody tonight.
As a good local sheriff should be. A far cry from the one from Rambo, who would have just told the blob he wasn't welcome in this town and to keep walking in the other direction.
Eat up or I chuck it in the garbage.
Thanks.
Fran's the best. Why can't all diner owners be like Fran? Don't suction up a blob, please.
I'll get that.
Oh, thank God. Let the chef do it, yeah? He's got a hairnet. He's ready for a blob attack. Oh, fuck. Oh my God. I wasn't expecting him to just get pulled into the sinkhole. This is quite a bloody film. This thing's got tentacles and everything. As if they just left Fran out there. Ah, does it not like ice? Have they found its weakness? As soon as I saw that, I would be like, okay, everybody to the local ice rink right now. If this blob had any sort of self-respect, it would not kill Fran.
I'm gonna get us out of here. I promise.
How is the blob ever going to consume that heart of gold that he has?
Come on.
Oh, for fuck's sake. How you gonna kill the nice dino lady? Oh, there's just no way she can get out of this. It's just gonna break through the glass in a second. Is that her? Oh shit, it is! This blob is ruthless. She was the nicest lady in this movie. May she rest in peace inside the blob. I'd love to watch a documentary about the effects in this movie and how they were accomplished. Some of them are really great.
That's okay. I got a key.
Pretty much a skeleton key, the good old brick. Ah, fuck. It is already pretty big. And the sewer is the perfect place for it, because it can essentially go anywhere in town, then come up through any of the toilets or the sinks or anything like that. It would be even worse if it could separate into several blobs. I'm assuming it doesn't spread though. This priest is quite the detective. I've got a feeling he's going to cause a second blob by doing this. Just after I said it doesn't seem like it separates. Maybe these pieces will turn into a little small blob and start the process all over again.
He's got to be around here somewhere.
In the woods. In the dark woods.
It's fine. It's basically this guy's backyard.
I feel like fucking Hansel and Gretel here. Should have brought some breadcrumbs.
If you're lucky though, you might find a gingerbread house, and you know, that sounds delicious. We've got proper military scientists on the case now.
Put those weapons down. We're here to help you.
How did I not know, what with you pointing M16s at my face?
That's the source of our worries. A troublesome souvenir from space.
What?
A meteorite.
Much respect to these guys. They seem to learn about it quick, identified the team they needed, and send a bunch of guys down like pronto. The government doesn't fuck about.
The evidence suggests that a meteor fell to Earth bearing an alien bacteria.
But they would have done way better bringing flamethrowers instead of M16s. I don't think this blob is going to be affected by gunfire. Couple making out by a woodland fire. Well, they're fucking dead.
Late to be trimming the hedges.
Is this the boys having a laugh? Oh, it's them watching a movie. I wonder if Friday the 13th signed off on this parody.
Get your feet off the seat.
Anthony, come on.
Yeah, Anthony, lighten the fuck up. I used to love horror movies at that age as well, so I can't say shit. It's all you really had before mobile phones. Yo-yos. It was a shit dark time to be alive. Now, if the blob does not come through that vent, I will be surprised.
The air conditioning on?
It's on full blast.
Yeah, well, it must be blocked up or something.
This guy's so dead. He did a good I'm about to die face there. I wonder if it was the blob yo-yoing there, or just that guy's last will and testament to want to yo-yo one more time. If this was made nowadays, there would definitely be a teen still looking at TikTok while being eaten by the blob, so it's understandable.
Hey, by the way, I love your tailor. I gotta get me one of those.
Don't try and smart mouth the military, mate. Get in the van.
What are you doing?
I think we ought to get out of here. We ought to take my bike and blow this town.
That's not a bad idea, to be fair. It might be dangerous getting to the bike, but getting the fuck out of Dodge is not the unwisest of decisions right now. I thought they were going to be the dream team until the end of the film. No longer. One of them's going to die because of that.
You must have snuck off to that damn movie.
What movie? You didn't tell me about any movie.
It's a good movie. The killer trims hedges.
Hey, look, mister.
Don't look, Mr. Me. I'm a taxpayer. I pay your salary. Now, what are you going to do about finding my son?
A rater dad pointing his finger in the chest of the guy in the full scientist suit, rocking an M16.
Mister, we're trying to watch it.
Thank God, somebody needed to shut that guy up. The Blob is absolutely giant now. Jesus Christ, run, lady. Oh, that effect was brutal. I wonder how they did that. It looked like stop motion animation in that moment. God, that jacket's gonna be the death of him now. Oh no, they're going into the sewer to hide. This is like the Blob's base. You got the Blob coming at you from one end, Pennywise from the other, and no Ninja Turtles to be found. Not to mention the river is shit, which wouldn't be the nicest, but still not as bad as the Blob.
Experimental virus seems to have grown up into a plasmic life form that hunts its prey.
This is being handled so classily, it really doesn't feel like a B-movie to me.
This will put U.S. defense years ahead of the Russians.
You don't understand. At this rate, by next week there may be no U.S.
They're gonna use the Blob as a US military weapon, yeah? Just drop it on the Kremlin. It seems like the sort of thing that would just, if not dealt with, would end up consuming the entire world, so I don't think that's a wise thing to be thinking.
That organism is potentially the greatest breakthrough in weapons research since man split the atom. What we do here will affect the balance of world power.
Of course, classic government in movies only want to study the phenomenon to see if it can be used as a weapon of warfare. Very realistic to the real government. That's why DARPA gets such a bad name. If you don't know about DARPA, Google DARPA, D-A-R-P-A. They're like the weird wing of military experimentation. The problem is, when the military are pursuing scientific experiments, it's only ever to see if it can be used for military purposes. They're not trying to make the world a better place, they're trying to see if it can make their military mightier. Which is the problem when you give a budget for scientific pursuit to a military wing. Fuck your glass visor.
Stop him before he reaches the populated area!
I don't think he wants to get to the populated area. I think he's trying to get the fuck out of town. Well, hopefully he fixed his bike correctly, otherwise he might be in trouble. I don't fancy his chances against a helicopter though. I think he could outrun the quad. The fact that was an actual stunt as well makes it a million times better. As if they just opened fire on him when he made the jump. Evel Knievel would have had a way shorter life if that was the rule. Is he gonna go into the sewer as well? Well, he's gonna obviously meet the girl and her brothers down there. Be a strange time to bump into someone. What you doing? Nothing, just wading through shit. You? Kinda the same. Bit of piss in there. Yeah, me too. You're not in the sewer because you watched a horror movie, mate. Calm down.
This way. Baker team, we place you 80 meters south of valve 2.
So we've got hazmat suit guys in the sewer, the girl and her brothers in the sewer, and biker rebel in the sewer. This has got the makings of a good final showdown. Oh no. Fucking run. Oh, you can't kill one of the boys. Oh, that is so brutal. Poor kid. Oh no! Come on, you can do it. Fit through that fucking thing, or you are blob meat. Oh, you're crazy. That would be so hard to climb up. If she gets up this, she would definitely be a Takeshi's Castle champion. Nice, good save. Damn, that was a sick little rotation he did by revving up the little side of the pipe there. Whoever they've got to ride this motorcycle is a pro. That was impressive, to be fair.
Trying to scream. Inside, trying to scream.
Listen to me! How do we get out of here? Listen to me!
Brian, he's hurt.
This guy's went crazy. He's got a rocket launcher on his back by the looks of it. Take that.
Close the manhole.
That's my man down there.
Ah, this military guy's a piece of shit. I was hoping the government were gonna kinda be good guys in this, but of course they only want it for weapon research, and this town is basically their experiment zone now. It's like Resident Evil all over again. Or in fact, Resident Evil was like the Blob all over again, if you replace the Blob with a zombie outbreak.
Thought you were gonna take care of yourself.
Guess I blew it, huh?
You kinda did. If you'd have just rode out of town, you would have been fine. But to be fair, he wasn't trying to find this girl, he was just trying to hide in the storm drain, and it led him to the team.
Thing work? Come on, Tony, how to get that thing? Alright, Meadows.
Nice. Single-use rocket launcher for the win. Oh, fuck! That is an even better use of it than shooting it at the Blob. Talk about making an entrance. Or an exit. That was pretty epic. This film has been really high level throughout. There hasn't been a scene really where I've been like, nah, that's a bit hokey. This whole thing has been amazing.
I'll blow you out of your shoes, boy.
Oh, this guy's been just itching to shoot him. You can't wait to kill him.
Everybody, just lower your weapons.
I wasn't expecting him to be a peaceful cop. He's actually doing a good job of trying to defuse this.
You suppose an army of guys in plastic suits show up every time a meteor falls?
Shoot him. That's a direct order.
The Blob just peacefully waiting for his entrance moment, listening to the conversation. Well, it's nice to see this guy get eaten at least. Again, there's not been one bit where it's like, the Blob looks pretty shitty there. It looks awesome every time it kills someone. And the most pointless use of bullets ever award goes to... It's definitely not dead yet. You can't tell me this guy's got 2 grenades as titty tassels and they're not going to come into the story soon. Shit, it is huge. It's even got flamethrower defense. I think I was right way back when I said they should all just go to the ice rink. It seems to be the only thing that's repelled this thing the entire movie.
It's so cold! They can't stand the cold!
It's funny it's taken these guys to the end to figure this out, but I'll let them off. They have been getting chased by a giant alien thing, so can't judge. Oh, the snowmaker, that's perfect. Oh, well that's a broke back. Rest in peace, cop. You were actually a good cop by the end of this movie. So, can this truck do this indefinitely, or will it run out as well? The Blob is about to make sweet love to it by the looks of things.
You can do better than that!
She's a fucking badass. Ellen Ripley, eat your heart out. Okay, Ellen Ripley wouldn't have done that though. Nice, but like I said, I think the cliffhanger's gonna be that idiot priest put a few samples of it in a jar. I believe they will melt and create a second Blob, is my prediction for the twist ending. Nice, good job. Better make sure that thing doesn't thaw out though.
What a rush.
He's just in it for the adrenaline dump.
I told you we'd get snow. You gotta have faith.
Don't think the guy's seeing the bigger picture of the expense at which they got snow.
Wormwood falls from heaven, consuming sinner and saint.
I knew this would be the twist. They are definitely going to show that Blob has thawed out in the priest's jaw.
None but the faithful.
What a beautiful sermon.
The Lord will give me a sign.
I fucking knew it. There is no way they would have shown him collecting them samples in that scene without a twist like that being shown later on. Okay, and that was The Blob, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, The Blob, what did I think of that? I absolutely loved this movie. It's got almost that classic setup of a scientific or government experiment taking place in a small town, which is not untrue of things that have happened in the past in real life. You can look this up, but once upon a time, the military tested smallpox in isolated American towns by crop dusting it overhead to see its effects while isolating the community. Horrific things that you would hope no longer happen nowadays, but yeah, they have definitely happened in the past. So it's very much of that story archetype, you know, like Resident Evil, like I was saying before. Within that though, it's such a creative and great little idea. You would think something like a Blob would be so hokey and hard to do well. And this movie just showed exactly how great it could be done if handled with care and done classily. And this was. The acting was all great. No one's winning an Oscar, but none of it was cheesy and none of it felt B-movie-ish. The cinematography was high level. The way it was filmed, the camera work, everything like that, again, high level. And nothing about any of those elements took it down a peg to me. You can see why this had a proper cinematic release and was not treated like a B-movie at the time it came out, because it's just not. The only thing B-movie-ish about it is on paper, its concept. And the best thing about this film for me were all the special effects, whether it be how the Blob moved, the creative choices and how the deaths were done, all the special effects and all the different death scenes. It was just all done perfectly. It was brilliant actually. It makes me miss this era of cinema so much, because you and I both know if this was remade nowadays, that would just be a big blob of fucking CGI. It would be really obvious it was CGI, and it would take so much away from the final movie. If you took this exact movie and replaced all those blob effects with computer generated ones, to me it would be a shit film. But because all those effects were practically thought out and done with real elements, it made it so brilliant. And I wish modern cinema would do more things like this nowadays, with real effects which were thought out intelligently as to how to make it look good on camera. I don't see why they don't, because theoretically if something's being done on a computer, you are saving budget from having to build sets or build practical effects, but all these CGI movies have hundreds of millions of dollars of budget, so who's actually saving money? These computer programmers are fucking making bank, and we get to miss out on great practical effects as demonstrated in this film. So to me there really is no upside in it, other than it probably saves a bit of time, and turnaround is important when you're making a film. I understand that, but not as important as making your film memorable and classic, and this has stood the test of time because they did that. All in all, if you've never seen this movie before, please just don't watch this reaction. Go seek it out, sit down and enjoy. It's only an hour and a half and it is so enjoyable from start to finish. I loved this film. It's right up my street and I have nothing bad to say about it, genuinely. From beginning to end, it was just great. And if you can think of any other movies like this which I may not have seen, feel free to drop them down in the comments below and I will be sure to add them to my list for things to watch in the future. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.